Welcome back, folks, to the Lighthead Online Video Show. This show is brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com, Greg.
That's always worth checking out. They got good product, great service. Make it easy. I wanted to ask you today, Mike. We're talking about controls all the time, and you always complain about how you never sell them and they're complex and all that. What do you really sell? What do you sell? You sell controls.
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell do you sell?
I don't use any connected controls. I just use passive infrared and ultrasonic sensors.
And what do you do? Wall mounted? You do ceiling mounted?
Depends on the application.
Okay.
Depends on the. Sometimes we use the power packs if we have to run a bunch of stuff with it. But in terms of connected, I've never done a connected system. I quoted a big one, but never went through because the controls made it twice as much.
Yeah.
The Bluetooth mesh network doubled the price of the project.
Did they end up doing the other portion?
They ended up doing the other portion, but we ended up not winning the job. But yeah. What about you? What do you do?
I do a lot of wireless controls now. I've been getting more and more into that. I've actually done a few office buildings now where individual offices wanted to be dimmed because it was pretty easy and inexpensive at that point. You already have the 0 to 10 volt retrofit kit in this case is what a lot of them are. And then you just have to run a little additional wiring, and then you can put a power pack in the ceiling and then a wireless sensor wherever. So I've been doing that a fair amount. But if you want to dim it, there's a remote control dimmer too that I've done. Now, do people actually use it? Do they actually dim it? We always talk about that. Probably not. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that do that. But I've started to see a little bit more of it. So I know we talk about controls being complex and all that, but they don't always have to be.
There's people that will dim their lights.
Yeah.
On days that'll set up their room the way they want it and then start working.
Yeah.
There's people that do that.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, in the hotel room last night, you open the door, you turn on that bathroom light, you set the stage for yourself.
It's a little nightlight. You got to have that.
Yeah, I mean, some people like to set the stage for themselves, so I'm not against that. I know I rail on controls a lot, but there are people that want to set the stage. There are people that want to, have control over the light level, the color, maybe the tuning, maybe.
Yeah. What percent of the jobs you do put the simple sensors in, occupancy sensors?
Maybe 10%.
That's it.
Yeah.
What percent do you think you put if it was easy?
There's probably about, I think there's opportunities left on the table with controls in about 40% of projects.
I think that's a fair assessment.
I leave it on the table.
Come back to it, or
Just because I don't want to get into it, because it delays stuff, it increases paybacks, and it makes rebate applications more complicated.
Yeah, I can tell you that a lot of these jobs, when I've done dimming and things, for example, like this office, the one that I was talking about, I plan to do wall-mounted dimmers because that's the most inexpensive.
Yeah, sure.
You can put it right in there. But what you can't do easily is run the 0 to 10 volt wire down the wall.
Yes.
So now you have to go in and do wireless. And now what happened to that job that I quoted? I ended up breaking even or even losing a little bit of money on the sensor portion.
Yeah.
So there you go. That kind of reiterates your point, is that it increases complexity or can. So you really have to have it right up front.
Yeah, the other thing too is when I do the control portion of it, when I'm doing the control portion of it, it's usually in an estimate format, where the retrofit kit or the new fixtures or whatever is a quoted part of the project, and then some sort of complicated controls. We're going to talk about a budgetary estimate first and figure out what it is that you actually want to do. What do you want the lights to do? A lot of times what it comes down to is they just want the lights off when nobody's in the space. That's a lot of what it comes down to when you start breaking it down with people. Is that it's not about, no, okay, wrong. In the offices it's dimming.
Yeah.
Now I haven't had a lot of customers ask me about tuning.
Yeah.
They don't ask about tuning.
No.
Do they ask you about tuning?
I've brought it up to a few people.
Yes.
And by the time you price it, it ends up not really working out.
But I do have a lot of customers ask for dimming and stuff like that. But when we talk about lighting controls as a part of a project, it's usually because they want lights off in a certain space that has intermittent occupancy throughout the day.
I would agree with that. And what I find out, I hear probably more than that, is that people want to make sure their lights are on when they need them on. So they worry about
both
sensors.
ways. Yeah, both ways.
So they worry about putting sensors in. They say, no, I don't want, any
just leave them on.
Yeah, leave them on.
I want to know they're on.
Right.
I agree with that, yeah. I agree with that.
So
There's a lot of
they're complex.
I think the customers feel my trepidation with controls.
When you talk about
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Like, my customers
yeah.
know, most of my customers I've had for a long time, they know that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they kind of feel like, why isn't this guy pushing this?
Yeah.
I want to give him more money. And I'm kind of like, what were we doing last night?
Right.
You know, so, yeah, I mean,
yeah, I think there are good applications, and I think it's something that you should always consider. You know, on every job, you should at least look at it. It should cross your mind.
I think so.
And say, all right, I should consider if I should do a sensor.
Yeah, sure. You know, the other thing too, one of the problems we ran into on a job where I thought I was getting real smart, we were doing garbage room. We were doing the corridors of this apartment building, the garbage rooms and the storage rooms.
You did the corridors?
Yeah,
like
the
the hallways.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, you don't like doing hallways?
No, because then you don't know like circuits.
Oh no. We didn't do. You can't do controls on corridors. You're not allowed.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah, you can do controls, but it's always a pain in the ass, and the payback's forever.
Yeah.
And they never. You can't do the stairwells, but
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, no, we were doing that, but we were doing controls in the garbage chute rooms
Yep.
and in the storage rooms.
Okay.
Okay, so me and my ignorance and picking on hot shit, I buy one of those little disc fixtures that has a sensor on board. And I think, oh, beautiful. I think the thing was like $13 or something. I was like, I'm going to make a killing on this project because I'm going to bop these things. I'm charging whatever for the fixture and the labor and everything. And this is going to be like a display.
Yep.
Right? So I go out there and deploy these things. Little do I know that the stupid fixture doesn't have a time delay setting. It's 30 seconds or that's it.
So it's flashing.
Yeah.
All day long.
So people are in the storage rooms and they go into their storage locker and the lights go off. And I told the guy, I said, go ahead, just change the time delay to 5 minutes. He's like, there's no time delay on it. And I'm thinking,
There's no time delay.
I didn't even check. Like, who would not put a time delay setting on a sensor?
You think that would be a natural? Somebody who sells a fixture with a sensor for
If you
$13.
make yeah, come on.
That's who does it.
Yeah, well, there you go. I get what I paid for, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I thought it was so there's an example of where I combined sensors into the job, and I ended up looking at this one cut sheet one of the manufacturers brought by, and I thought, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll this one because I was charging separate for the sensor and separate for the fixture and everything. Right?
You can do it all in one.
Guess what? I had to do the job 3 times.
Yeah.
I had to go in once and do it, then I had to go take all those out, return them, and then put in the right fixture, proper fixture, or the sensor.
So if you're going to do sensors, take the
Do it-
time
do
to
it right.
really figure it out
Do it right.
and determine if it's worth your time and effort for that extra step you have to do.
You know what? It's like, that's exactly what happens with sensors. There's always some blip on it or something, and it causes you trouble. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. This has been the Lights Out Online Video Show brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com, baby.
Check it out.